Hello, welcome to Actual Play Burning Wheel. I'm Sean Nittner. I use he, him pronouns. And man, what a day. What a week. What a month. What a year. I don't even know. Today's rough. Judd and I were just talking before stream, and this is a bad day. And so we're gonna take care of ourselves. We're gonna remember our safety tools. We're gonna remember the door is open. It's open for everybody on the stream. You guys need to take care of yourselves. Please do. You can always catch the podcast later. And it's open for us too. If we're not feeling it, we might call this early. I'm excited about this game. I'm just not excited about anything, in this real world. I don't know. I feel like there's sometimes in shows or games or whatnot where like really bad things are happening and you're kind of like, okay. But the show writer is going to be nice to us eventually, right? So like sooner or later, we can tell that this person's going to be redeemed or not. And like, that's just not true in the real world. It's just not true that you could just guarantee that things will just like sooner or later get better. That's a hard thing to sit with. Anywho, I'm playing Pelara the Pillar, and last session, she's oath sworn to a dragon to dig deep into the depths of the earth to recover all these riches, and she was working on that. She was working away at it when the dragon was killed by a bunch of spiders, and it was killed by a bunch of spiders because she had faith in her friend. She knew that Fiona Cecile lied to her, and she tried to convince him to do the right thing anyway. And he failed to lie to her, and then she failed to convince him to do the right thing. And she didn't know exactly what he was going to do. She just knew it was bad. And he said, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go deliver a message to your daughter. And she knew he was lying, but she tried to convey how important it was to him that he do that. And he did. Instead, he teamed up with the spiders and killed the dragon. So, so that's where we left off. And it was funny because I was just like, Judd, you often like throw curveballs at me that are amazing, and I love them. And I feel like they're just like so brave for you as a GM. Just like, I don't know where the story's going. What if this happened?
Right.
It feels like we're playing Good Place in that like the premise of the show. Who knows what it's going to be from episode to episode, season to season. So I love that. I love that the world feels real, but it doesn't feel like either of us have any preconceived ideas about what's going to happen next. So
that's nice. It definitely doesn't feel like what if this happens. It feels more like, oh shit, this is coming.
Yeah.
Let me see if it's really going to come. And like I do a couple things in the game that maybe you see as it like maybe if you looked at it now, you'd be like, oh look, in that scene, Judd was trying to figure out if this was really going to happen, and he was seeing if Pelara would stop it before it happened, and I didn't really know that, and so I didn't. Like, not that it's your fault, but yeah, I think if you look back, you can see me going, oh no, like this is
I knew
coming.
whatever. I didn't know what he was going to do, but I knew the lie was going to be really bad.
Yeah.
And I think you even said something like, if you let him go, it's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
And I had plenty of warning, but Pelara really hoped that their friendship had meant something. And and Fiona's weird, distorted version of the truth, he was doing her a favor. So,
right.
But anyway, that's where we left off.
Yeah. And I think if this was an HBO show, in the preview scenes, how they always show like
in the last time on,
last time on, we would get a reminder scene that Fiona Cecile was the same elf who showed up in Karakage to kill the knight. The knight was already dead, so he like menaced Bina Janos and then asked her to sing a song. And when she couldn't do it well, he took it as an insult. It was a wound she lived, for the rest. life, but through the rest of the game. And yeah, I'm glad. I was really glad in your beliefs that you weren't interested in like uh a redemption arc, or you weren't trying to like
Yeah.
you weren't trying to Jamie Lannister this asshole. Like
Yeah, right.
I would be so not interested in that. And so it was nice to see that it yeah, I was just pleased like with your belief. Like I don't know if it's going to happen, I don't know if it's going to work, but I was very oh wow, you have an instinct. I didn't even know. I didn't even read the instincts. I just looked at the beliefs.
Oh yeah.
Always remind strangers that I am Prince Pilara Dragonsworn. Holy shit!
I needed something to be like, I'm
Holy
taking.
shit!
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, that's quite a that's a thing. That's wow. Uh,
that's the thing.
I did not read that at all. Otherwise, I would have. I literally did not go past the beliefs.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the first two instincts are new. Later, let's share these to people. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see them very well. Unfortunately, uh, this isn't
You can
always.
zoom on in. I'm pretty well zoomed into these beliefs, and I don't know if you have that
Oh, I just
capability.
yeah. By the time they get through stream, I think that they kind of I don't know how readable they are, but we'll pull them up. We'll pull them up for funsies. Let's get that up. There we go. All right. Yeah. Yeah, we might as well we should talk about beliefs. I will
Yeah.
point that this is probably the first time ever that I have erased all of my beliefs and written all new ones. And as a dwarf with an oath belief, the last belief isn't an oath. It's I'm going to make him swear an oath, so I threw it in there. But
Yeah.
as a dwarf, that meant 4 beliefs, and I almost I removed half my instincts too. So this is a I mean, no matter what happens at the end of this episode, uh, Judd, I'm going to ask you for Mold Breaker, unless I like back down, unless I don't do these things, unless I check it out
Right.
and back down. These
Right.
But last time was this moment of I felt like it was this like question of what was going to happen, and I was just like, Judd, I need to stop because I don't know what to do. I don't know whether it's like skip to later or whether it's stay in this moment. And I'm really glad we did that because I want to stay in that moment now. Now I'm like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I know what I want to tell Fiona. Don't tell him to shove it. But I wasn't ready, so it was good. It was good to end it. But yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. So beliefs. Trolls have lost their history and their language. I will teach the broodmother ancient history so that she may share it with the others. I just learned ancient history last session. So technically that means I can start teaching it. I don't have instructor, so I'll have to beginner's luck instructor, but
Yeah.
I do have, but you need to have the skill in order to teach it. And
right. That makes sense.
I have a B3 ancient history now from all
That's
the
pretty good.
last year of studying in the studying in the vault. So yeah, so I want to teach the broodmother. As I'm excited about that. For the first time in 100 years, the vault is in the hands of a dwarf. I will keep it safe for all who seek refuge. Before the game, you and I were talking about like, where's this game gonna go? Like, what's gonna happen next? And I made this bold assertion of like, fuck the dwarf, screw it. I'm in charge. Pilara is the prince of the vault, and I didn't know how well that would sit with you. And you're like, wow. I think it was like www all caps. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pilara is just like, well, I'm going to take over, but I really don't want to see the story of Pilara becoming another. I mean, she might become a terrible prince. She might be awful at it, but I don't want to. I don't want to aim for that. I don't want to aim for this person. She has like unimaginable wealth. Like she has the dragon's hoard. It's just so much money and so much gold and gems. And I don't know. I want to see her try and take that responsibility seriously and really try to avoid the trappings of power. And we'll see what happens. So to that end, the reason why Pilara is not giving the vault to Prince Bulat is because she doesn't think that he would make it a safe place for the trolls. She doesn't think he would make it
Right.
a refuge for the humans that are fleeing Duke and Shield after the spiders come and attack. And so she's going to do that. She's going to make sure the vault is a place that people who don't have a home can go.
Cool.
I miss my family, like I miss the fresh air. I will send Gaffy to bring them home. Notably, Polara has not gone to the surface since her oath. This will be
right.
And then Fiona Cecile cannot be redeemed. However, he may still value our bond of friendship. I'll make him swear an oath that he and the Fell Spiders will never return to the vault. Yeah, and the new instincts are every morning and night. I inspect the entrances of the vault to keep it safe, and always remind strangers that I'm Prince Polara at Dragonsworn. Yeah, that's
a good GM's lesson. Always read all the instincts. So it's never.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the new ones are always spend my evenings reading from the libraries in the vault, and always get a twinge in the head from impending danger. My sixth sense instinct.
Sounds dope.
So yeah, a little other bit of other, preambly things as usual, and more than ever. All our proceeds are being split between Black Lives Matter and the Trans Legal Defense Fund. I just got a check for $112 because Twitch sends you money like only once you've reached $100. So awesome! It's been working. People have been subbing and cheering and doing things. So I am super cool with people supporting these causes any which way you like. If you want to donate directly, there's a link in chat. If you want to do non-financial contributions, here's a link. There's another link for that. If you have your other ways of, trying to make the world a more compassionate, accepting, just place, do that. You don't need to do what we're doing. Those are causes I believe in, we believe in, but
yeah,
in this moment right now, just having compassion for the people, your neighbors, and the world is great. Anything you can do. So yeah, thanks. Jed, did you have intro stuff you wanted to talk about? I kind of just rolled in,
Yeah, I think the only really interesting thing that I've got going on at the moment that is kind of newish is that, and I'll get you a link, Sean, so that you can share it if you'd like to.
Yeah.
Is that I've got a podcast called Daydreaming About Dragons, and I knew I wanted part of it to be about media inspiration. And so I decided that the mascot who brought me the media inspiration is called the Inspiration Goat. So the reason why I think I did that is because my wife Janaki does an amazing goat impression that is so good that when she does it in front of goats, they look confused. They're like, "Oh, who taught her the secret goat tongue? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how this is happening." So I have siphoned off my Inspiration Goat tweets to its own account, where I'll also talk about Daydreaming About Dragons every Thursday for at least the next 16 Thursdays. I'll have a table technique from Inspiration Goat they're all pretty cool, and I really, I'm having a lot of fun making them, and it's stuff that I use at the table, in real time, all the time. And so if you want to see that, check out Inspiration Goat's Twitter. It's going to be, a low key once every couple weeks Twitter feed. So you don't have to worry about me spamming it too hard. I'll probably, post to it, maybe once every couple days or once a day at tops. So yeah, if you'd like the gaming side of my stuff and the podcast stuff of Daydreaming About Dragons, please, check it out and follow, and you get to say you're following a fictional goat, and what's better than that. So yeah, there's that. That's the weird thing I got going on, right? Like I had been thinking about new ways to share GM techniques, and I kind of stayed up way too late working on this one. And then I showed it to Strash, and Strash made some amazing suggestions. And so I redid it all and got it out. And yeah, there it is. And then the next morning when I shared it, someone said, Inspiration Goat should really have their own Twitter feed. And I was like, shit, now I have to do that before someone takes Inspiration Goat. Because if someone does that, I will be bereft. I will just be absolutely sad. So anyway, Inspiration Goat has a Twitter feed. Please check it out. It is at Inspiration Goat, all one word. Inspiration Goat believes in you, and I do too. And that's about it. It's nice. I think it's just like a kind of a nice positive gaming feed, if that's your thing.
That's very cool. Yeah,
yeah,
I just put the link in chat, and
cool.
just follow
Thank you so much.
So I will be
cool.
I'll be getting the feed.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think anyone here who is currently watching this needs to be talked into subbing for this channel, but Strash, Ash, and Sean are awesome people, and they're really dedicated to showing gaming as it happens, even if it's a little messy, even if it's imperfect, even if it's not great content. The game and the people, the game comes before the content, and then the people come before the game and the content. And it's just a really nice place to record. And that is why I spend a lot of time here. And I've made a lot of friends here, and it's just been really lovely. So definitely, if subbing to Twitch streams is your thing, I would recommend subbing here. It's a nice place. Jay is running an awesome Stars Without Number game that is just amazing, and it has opened my mind to the term black hole mining, which I just love. Yes. Jay, that's all I want. Like, I'm like, stop being dramatic and cool and just do some black hole mining. That's all I want you guys to do, is just do some black hole mining.
Well, we go into the black hole just about every episode. There's a reason to go in just about every time. But yes, yeah. Jay and I were like, well, what happens if normal technology allows metadimensional shifts using a spike drive, and then you add precogs to people who can do precognition, so they can imagine metadimensional shifts before they happen? What does that look like? Oh, it looks like black hole mining. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
How do you traverse metadimensionally through a black hole? So
yeah. And I'm definitely pre-game chatty, I think, because we a few hours before this came out, we found out RBJ died, and we kind of talked like, do we even want a game tonight? If it was a different game, I might not. With different people, I might not. So I think we're just kind of like limbering up a little bit. I don't know if you've ever been at the, I've seen this kind of thing at the gaming table where someone had a real catastrophic night, and you like talk for an hour and you're like, do we really want a game? And it's like, yes or no. And I'm pretty sure we're yes today, but I just wanted to, like, if it seems like we're chatty more than usual, I think it's because we're trying to figure out if we want to be here.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
I was like, well, either this is going to feel like a really great reprieve, or it's going to feel like it's going to just be hard. And so far, it feels like a great reprieve seeing you. So I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. And we're Judd and I are checking in with each other quite a bit to make sure. Okay. And as I said, check in with yourself. If you need to be doing other things, we understand.
Yeah, totally. And if you want to, watch a cool game about a dwarf saying, no, the world is too fucked up, I'm just taking charge because clearly no one else can do anything right, then I think you're in the right place. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're starting with a duel of wits.
I think so too.
So
Yeah.
just setting the scene up a little bit. We are in the Oubliette Grove, which is where Fiona Cecile and Pilara the Pillar have been living for the past year. And it is an oubliette in the sense that it's a plinth of rock surrounded by nothingness. Somewhere in the cave, it lets in a shaft, a bit of light that gets refracted by a mirror, and so that there's like a little bit of like dusk and dawn type sunlight that goes over the grove and lets the grass grow and the trees and such. And it's not like a tiny oubliette. It's a pretty big plinth of rock. I think they're like big enough that there are two cottages that are separated by trees and can't see each other. Like it's as oubliettes go, it's pretty posh, because I think when the dragon puts people here, when the dragon used to put people here, when the late dragon Venara used to put people here, may she rest in peace, it was because they were valuable to her and they were like part of her hoard, right? She collected people like they were things. And Pilara and Fiona were two of those things. So we're in this grove, and I think it's like a bluish, dusky light is over the place, and there is webbing over openings that used to be just cave openings into the vault and the library. And I think Fiona Cecile, who was a villainous looking elf, he has gone from being like a pale, beautiful man to a bone white creature, right? He really looks like a white, smooth, monstrous orc at this point. His blue eyes have turned into like almost a blue flame, and I think his like front two teeth have become more pronounced, and almost in I think when we look at the DVD production bits, they'll talk about how they wanted Fiona Cecile to look like an orc, but they also wanted to make him look somewhat spiderish. And so like I think those two front teeth are there's almost something arachnid about it, because that, I think, bringing the handmaidens up to the surface was like his final move from spite to hatred, right?
Yeah.
And the Burning Wheel HBO show subreddit would be a flutter with theories about how orcs can become elves and elves can become orcs, and spite is that kind of halfway mark. And there would be all this nerdy talk about that kind of thing, but we're not focusing in from the meta for a second and immersing into the characters. Fiona Cecile is there, and he just told these terrible lies so that he could break the oath of his friend Pilara, because he thought that was what he should do to get her back to her family. And it was a terrible thing to do, and he's made the world immeasurably worse by doing it. And there they are, kind of facing off.
Yeah.
I think he's got his deadly javelins on his back.
He was dressed in mithril mail, I believe, as well. I don't think he'd said it was mithril, but I sort of inferred.
He was dressed in no, it wasn't mithril. It was magicked. So the giant spiders have a whole society, right? And so his armor is like bits of copper or bronze, but it's been covered with this reinforced webbing that is
right. Yeah.
That's magicked to be harder than steel. So he's got this really ridiculous magic kind of web over bronze armor. So there's
Yeah.
something, there is something that looks kind of old about it. It looks kind of ancient, but then also very new because it's webbed over and strange. And he says, "I've done all I can for you. You're free to go home."
No, I'm not. You know nothing about what an oath means to me. You've made it impossible to fulfill. This is my home now, and I never want to see you again.
There is a handmaiden outside. She's calling to her sisters. She has eaten a dragon's blood. She is drunk with power.
I want you to take your handmaidens and leave this place and never return.
Nice.
They followed you. Keep leading them away.
Cool. So, I mean, I think this is a pretty clear duel of wits, right? You want him to leave and he wants you to leave.
Yeah. Right.
If there's a compromise, it could be very difficult to do that, but we will figure it out.
Yeah.
And I am going to use my 6 D6s.
Whoa. Product placement.
Yeah, product placement. 6. If you want to sponsor me, I would love that. They're D12s, but they're 6-siders. They're my favorite 6-siders ever created.
Nice.
Every time I take them out on the table, whoever I'm with actually is like stops the game. Is like, "What is that? Are those 6-siders?" And I'm like, "Yup." So anyway, 6. If you wanna throw some sponsorship our way, I will take that. Yeah. Because we play all the game, like we're Burning Wheel and Forged in the Dark here, man. We are all 6-siders all the time in this.
And joint. PBTA, right? We're just you can't get away from D6s here.
When I roll dice, I roll 6.
I don't often roll,
but when I do,
I mean that's total BS. We roll D6s.
We roll dice all the time. Yeah. Anyway, I think. Tell them, Jed and Sean from Actual Play sent you if you go over there and buy something, and mention they should sponsor us. If that's even a thing, is that a thing? I don't know.
I have no
is
idea.
it like Nike? I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. I don't know why I'm just in a punchy fucking mood tonight because the world is burning.
Very understandable.
Yeah. I think you've just both said your
our BOA, right? What
BOA?
Yeah. So let's roll to see what our dispo is. It's will plus a single unforked.
Persuasion, right?
Well, it can be any dueling skill.
Okay.
We each can have our own, but I'm rolling coarse persuasion.
Oh, does that explode?
Oh yeah, it does. Coarse persuasion is a special dwarf skill. It's open-ended. So let's see how I do there.
That is amazing. Let me look at one thing real fast. I know how much everyone loves waiting for us to look up Burning Wheel rules.
This is the best part of the game right now.
This is real. I mean, if you're not stopping all play to look up Burning Wheel rules, are you really playing? Is what I mean.
I think this is it. We're not. You're not actually wrong. Luke has talked about his ideal sort of version of play, and the ideal version of play is the GM and the players are going back and forth and talking about what's going on until they reach a moment where they're not exactly sure what to do. They're not exactly sure how to adjudicate the next step. And then somebody, and it is not necessarily the GM, somebody that is interested in it or who is well versed in it, picks up the book and goes to the page and then reads to the table or summarizes to the table, whatever the bit is. And then you play from there, and that is how the game is played. So Duel of Wits is 357 and 388. Sure, you're already there, but I'm saying it for the 357 in the Burning Wheel Gold book. Yeah, I think it's, some people see it as like a fault in GMing, where if you don't know all the rules, then you're not a good GM. And I
That is wrong.
really, yeah, well, I don't know, I don't know if that's wrong, but it's something I very much disagree with. I think that the GM's role is not to know all the rules, and it is, and everybody sharing that is a really good,
Cool.
good
Yeah.
thing to do.
Yeah, I got to an argument with somebody on Twitter years ago, maybe a year ago. I don't know. What is time? It's an illusion.
Who knows?
In the before times, I got into an argument with someone on Twitter, and it was because they were talking about when their actual play video went to YouTube, they were cutting out the lagging bits when they were looking up rules. And I was like, maybe just leave it in there so it looks normal, so that people know what a normal game looks like. And they said, well, we want this to be entertainment. And I was like, but it's a teaching tool. Like, people are learning from watching you, and they're gonna think that no one looks up rules, and so when they have to do that in a game, they're gonna feel worse.
Yeah.
And they didn't. We had to agree to disagree, but that was it. So
people value things. Yeah, people have. Yeah. It's too bad.
Yeah, agreed. So there is a cool skill that only spiteful elves get, called Cut of the Quickened Mind.
What? Tell me about
that. It says it's all but impossible to argue with a dark elf. They turn each argument against their interlocutor, proving their point with each denial and reproach. This song allows the dark elf to switch the function of social skills. He can switch from a skill he has to one he doesn't. Falsehood becomes persuasion. Ugly truth becomes oratory. So I think Fiona doesn't have a great persuasion skill, so I was rolling to see, and he did. He switched his falsehood to persuasion, so he's going to have a few more dice than he otherwise would have. I
love that. So, yeah, and it's a weird thing because Elvish songs cause wonderment, but it doesn't seem to me like Elvish songs used in social situations kind of play out the way we would conventionally think of a song. I think it's the way in which he says his words are the song, right? It's not he's singing a song to prepare for this.
Yeah,
it's the way in which he speaks and sings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I dig it.
Cool.
So he's rolling falsehood instead of persuasion for his BOA. Then
he is. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that makes sense, right? Because part of his body of argument was like, I did this for you.
Yeah.
And the truth is,
he did it for himself.
He did it for himself.
He did it because he wants to rain fire on everything.
Yeah, because he wants an excuse to see the world devoured, and here we are.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I think his body of argument is huge. It's actually a 12.
Holy snap. Okay, well, let me roll mine. No modifiers, no Ortha. Oof, that was terrible. All right, my body of argument. I'm going to spend because it's an open-ended skill, I can spend a fate to reroll one failed die.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that because
now's the time to do that without a doubt, because he is looking to mess you up.
Yeah, I had 4 dice. I got 1 success. Do not like that. And traders. All right. So my body of argument is 7. I got 1 success plus my will of 6.
Yep.
So here we go.
And I want to just, yeah. Sounds good.
All right. I had a thought about this. I was planning this out in my head. Okay. I am writing in my scripting in Roll20 chat. So I'm ready to hit go when you are.
Oh, I'm not ready yet.
Oh yeah, no problem. I had some time to think about this. Well, you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing it in roll 20. Hold on 1 second.
That way we keep it for. We have
cool.
it.
I've got it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. Ha ha ha. Okay. Excellent.
Point, dismiss, dismiss.
Yes. You know why? You know why you can schedule point, dismiss, dismiss?
Why?
Because if somebody makes you hesitate on a dismiss, then you don't hesitate on the following action. You only hesitate if you do a dismiss. So if I succeed in my dismiss, then I can't take another action. But if someone, I don't know, incites me and I lose my dismiss, then I hesitated on it. I don't. Since I never dismissed, I don't hesitate on my next one. So if I do my thing normally, it'll go point, dismiss, nothing. But if someone makes me lose an action, then
so you called my incite as the first
I was just thinking maybe you would have obfuscate or incite. And I was looking on the forums the other day and they're like, and Luke had some post on like strategy. And I was like, wait, why did you point dismiss? And he's like, in case you lose your first dismiss, you can do
wow, you're getting some like purple belt dueling shit going on there.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if it works.
Dang, that was complicated. I did not know what you I did not know what you were doing. You literally totally surpassed me. That's awesome.
I mean, I don't know that I have that. This is just a thought, but
right.
Or this is just an attempt. We'll see how it plays out. But
yeah.
So we read point versus feint. See what happens.
Yeah.
What? Because not point versus incite.
Yeah.
Opponent's action incite versus point. It's standard. Roll the ability with the action at the obstacle indicated. Apply successes as instructed.
So we both just go.
Yeah, and if in a standard test for incite, if the inciting player passes the test, the victim must make a steal test. If the victim hesitates, he misses his next action. Yes. Okay. Cool. All right, I'm ready. So I'm taking off his dispo.
Yeah.
For sure. Do you want me to lead, or do you want me to? Do you want to?
Yeah. If you lead, then I'll be able to insult you, but good. Yeah.
Yeah. Insult me, but good. I'm following up on a thing I said earlier, but now I'm laying it down. And I look at him and I say, "You know nothing of what an oath means to me. You say that you've may have lived thousands of years, but you act like a child. To me, an oath is not fulfilled until it is completed. And now you've robbed me of the ability to ever do that. I will forever be Pelara Dragonsworn because I can never pay off that oath now. Had Venera lived for generations, I could have proudly said that I fulfilled that oath. But now it will haunt me forever."
Nice.
Well, that's my point.
So his ugly truth is going to be the big information drop, right? And he's like, you are weak and ignorant, and Venara is just a dwarven prince who got so greedy that she locked herself in her library. And when her servants couldn't find their way in after years, what came out was the dragon. Venara is the dwarven prince of the vault. She is the rightful ruler. She's just a dwarf who thought you were a thing and became so hideous it changed her into a dragon. You didn't swear yourself to some mythical creature. You swore yourself to some other dwarf who couldn't contain their greed and let it turn them into something. Let it turn them into a monster. And that's his insight.
I mean,
to drop the truth of who Venara
truth
is.
bomb. Yikes. Okay. You want me to roll first, or you want to go first?
You go first. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm rolling Course Persuasion. I am bringing in Stentorius. The things I want to fork in are Oathwise.
Yeah.
Dragonwise, because I got it. Clan-wise, because it's my clan's belief. I'm bringing both of those wises because they're on both ends of that oath. And I think Ugly Truth as well for me, because this is the crap place you've left me in.
Yeah.
So that is 4 forks. And I think, that's it. Let's see what happens.
I'm not sure why I took the dice out when we've got Roll20 here. I have no idea.
Because you like holding big D6s.
Just love holding D6s.
Double 6 dice, by the way. I just went to their site and they're nearly sold out. So, Judd, your promotional efforts are amazing. They have SKUs.
Come on, people. Come on, people. Get to it.
All right. So I'm adding 4 dice. And no Artha right now. We'll see. Hold on. What's my... I have 6 persona.
You could spend up to 3.
I can spend up to 3. Yeah. I think I'm gonna need it. I think I'm gonna have to spend these judiciously because I think I might use a lot of them in this particular. He's got 12 BOA, so I'm gonna spend 2 right now.
Rock on.
Okay. Try this again. All right, 4 bonus, 2 Artha, base 1 Ob. Oh my.
2 successes.
2 successes.
That's hideous.
All right,
5.
I'm spending a
1,
fate.
2, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 1. So many traitors.
I'm spending a fate to reroll one of those traders, but like what
That's
in the
hideous.
world even?
That's
this
hideous.
Is awful. Okay, well, if I had a deed right now, and I got another one.
And a 1. Holy sugar, honey, iced tea.
Okay, well, that was awful. So his BOA is reduced by 2.
2.
Okay, well, that's not much.
Yeah, he did not get taken in by your words.
No.
So I think he has a 6 Ugly Truth.
Yeah.
And I believe it's gray. And then he also has he is going to fork in history and Dragonwise. Yeah.
Nice. Absolutely. So he's rolling 8 gray dice. Yeah. Bring it.
Let's see what happens.
My God.
He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes.
1, 2,
and
yep. He doesn't have any. I don't think he gets a benefit for exceeding. Let's double check. He's got me.
I don't think so. Does he?
Yeah, he has to hit my will.
3, 4. Oh, yeah. I thought you know what? Such a schmo I am. I was subtracting it from your body of argument because I didn't realize.
No. He's just trying to make me lose my next action.
He got your will. Yeah. He totally got your will.
If it's equal to the exponent, it doesn't.
Doesn't do anything special.
It doesn't matter if he explodes it. So what I have to do is make a steel test now.
Yeah.
And that's why I was sort of sitting on that persona, because I really want to make the steel test.
Baller move. Like that is some like black belt judo shit that you just did to me. Like I'm waiting for you to charge in and then I'm going to put you on my hip and take you for a ride.
Oh.
It was a dope move. And I love, it's cool.
I'm so glad that my scripting made sense. I was really like, I was just like between obfuscate and incite. I see it. That's why I think he's going. And there's gonna be one of the two, and they can both make you lose a move. So, All right, I got to make a steel test. My steel test is a pretty good one. Luckily, I have um, my hesitation is 4. My steel is B7. It's open ended. I'm going to spend 1 persona on the steel test because I really want to make it. See if he no modifiers, 1 Artha, op 4. Yes. I'm sorry, my friend. That does not work.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You just weathered that shit.
I did. So the way Insight works, just for those working, it's a risky move. It's a good one if you have a G6 ugly truth. But
Yeah.
if the inciting player passes this test, the victim must make a steel test. If the victim hesitates, he misses his next action. However, if the insight fails, the margin of failure is added as advantage dice to the opponent's next turn. The insight didn't fail. The insight succeeded, but I made my steel test.
Yeah. Love it.
All right.
So is it that you've been studying so much ancient history that you were like a book away from learning about that anyway? Like you were kind of like you were figuring it out, is that why it just washed over you?
I like that a lot. And I like it because in the last episode, we saw me trying to figure out Venera's secrets and I didn't.
Yeah.
Like I was close, but didn't. I like found that like that book was hidden. That book was missing.
Yeah.
And I think there's something to say for the fact that Venera's like large claws, she doesn't actually like often touch the books because like it's so easy to destroy them. So how she removed that book with her, like maybe she had a servant do it, but now like I think it's kind of clicking like no,
Fiona Cecile did it.
So I think I'm just like I do think it hits me. I don't think it's like I already knew that, but it doesn't rock me from my foundation as I think he's hoping. It more kind of cements to me like, dwarves swore oaths to dwarves. Like, this mean in some ways it means like that is horrible, but also that means that this oath is even like in some ways even more important because it was an oath sworn between two dwarves. Like, I think So I look at him and I'm just like. And I say, and I think it's just I nod, like I understand, and no, you have not moved me, and no, you have not stirred me from my course.
Yeah.
So what do we got? He's doing point. I'm doing dismiss.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this is still where we're gonna wreck each other, or he could wreck me. But I'm gonna do all I can. Do you want me to leave with the dismiss, or do you want me to cut him off? Let him go.
Yeah.
Me.
I think. Why don't you cut him off?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Let's see if. Let's see if we can do that. He says, "You have no more right to be here than I do. You should go home to your clan. You are a simple dwarf. You've done good work. You've survived where others would not. Go." And he's rolling his I think the lie is that he cares about you, right?
Yeah. You're a good dwarf, right? Yeah.
And he does not. He does not care, and we know that. And he hid shit from you, and so we're rolling his lies, which is 6, and not his persuasion.
Not his persuasion.
He's a terrible fucking person. And he got
4
successes, and he gets to the 6. No, it doesn't explode. No, it doesn't.
Not automatically. falsehood
Yeah,
does
it does.
not.
It does
But
not.
he's,
Yep.
but I mean, he
But
can
yeah,
suspend the fate. I mean, if he's got it, you know.
he does have it, and we actually have given it to him. Yeah, he spends it, and it rings true. You
Yeah.
know, it rings true to you. But you've got to dismiss. So let's see what happens.
All right. Yeah. So he's got. So that's 5 successes, right? So I'm down to.
Yeah.
I'm down to 2 dispo. So this is going to be my final. Like I'm not going to have. He's pointing out for this. So I'm not going to have another chance at this. So I think Polara cocks up to him. She puts her hand on his chest and feels his like this armor that he has.
Yeah.
And feels the webbing on it.
Yeah.
And then she just shoves him really hard. Like I think she
Yeah.
knocks him back, like knocks him down. With her great power, right? You know, she just shoves him back so hard, and she says, "You claim to be my friend. You didn't do this for me. You think you didn't do this for me. You did this to slake your own thirst for murder. You think that Venera became a monster? Maybe she did, but you've become the monster too. You've become the
Right.
monster that's slain another." And yeah, I'm just calling him out. I'm saying you did this for you, and you're a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's try this. This sucks. I don't think I'm forking in very much. I am rolling.
Time to dump some persona into this.
I'm
sucker,
dumping some persona. I'm going to use greed because
Oh.
I want because one of the things I'm greedy for are
Power.
not gems or gold, but it's power, and I want this
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. I love it. Love it. Do it.
Spending a greed.
Oh man.
Add in 5.
Yeah.
Add in 5 dice, which I think is going to be good. This is going to raise my greed to B6. This was the because it's going to be a difficult test, and that because I already have 3 difficulties, it's going to roll up to challenging, which is going to be as many as I need to go to B6. But that's after the roll. So yes,
Yeah.
This is appropriate. I think it's appropriate time for my greed to raise. So I think this is Coarse Persuasion, and I believe I'm forking in Centaurious Debate. That was the rough, pushing him around, yelling at him element, and Ugly Truth, saying like you're a monster.
Yeah.
And I don't really think it's anything. I wonder if I can bring in Ancient History, only to say that like, you know, if you know so much about what dwarves become, do you understand what elves become when they
right? Yeah,
I think that's right.
Yeah,
because just because it's so typical, I'm like if you knew what that a greedy dwarf became a dragon, do you realize what an elf whose heart is filled with nothing but spite becomes?
Yeah.
And it's kind of a question, but he should know the answer. So okay, here we go. Coarse Persuasion with Ugly Truth, Centaurious Debate, Ancient History. So that's 5 bonus dice, 3 from Forks, 2 from Dismiss, and 5 Artha dice from Greed.
Holy sugar honey iced tea. Let's do it.
Yep, here we go.
Roll it.
Come on. Nope. All right. So I'm going to spend 1 fate. See if I can get that up a bit more. Nope. All right. So that's 8 successes total off of his original BOA. So he's down to 4.
Yeah. He's down to 4. It's a major compromise.
Major compromise. 5. And my greed just went to B6. I got a challenge.
So how about this? If you, and this is Judd Deshawn, right? We need to like figure this out. He's staying. The handmaidens are staying for now. He says, "I'll tell you what."
Well, he hasn't won the debate yet. I mean, I think he's going to, but are you saying what happens if he wins at this point as a proposed compromise?
I thought he just won.
Nope. I got to dismiss next round. I hesitate, and so I only have two BOA. I only have two BOA left, but
Oh, okay, got it.
Your dice
Okay,
could all be traitors too. I don't know.
That's true.
It's
That's
not
true.
guaranteed.
I thought he had won. I lost track. Okay,
Yeah.
I messed up.
No. It's all good. He got me down to two, and I'm hesitating. And I think I'm hesitating because I'm just so damn mad at him. I'm so disappointed. I've had friends disappoint me in this horrible way, and it's like that Tyra Banks thing for Project Runway. We were rooting for you, you know. Right. There's a thing I wanted to say. It's gonna be part of this, but it's just like I spent the last year trying to give you purpose, and now I see your only purpose is to cause pain.
Yeah.
And that was just a thing I'd been thinking. It's not to add any dice or anything like that. It's just what was in my head.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm at 2 BOA and I'm hesitating because.
Got it.
You know, and he could just finish me off with a point, but just the dice gods. They've cursed me many times. Maybe they will curse Judd.
Hold on. I'm just trying to. He's got to get a new name. I think I got it. Yeah. So he shakes his head and says, I think his final point and his final lie, right, is if you stay here, you will become exactly what Venera became. So yeah, let's do it. 6 dice straight up.
See what happens. Yep, he's got me.
He's got you.
There's 3 right there.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Yep.
So he rolled ridiculously well that whole time, and you rolled terribly.
I know. I felt like Bina.
So here's the compromise I see.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to, we can talk about this. Let's just talk it over. Stepping out of game, breaking immersion, if you will. What now? Now we compromise. And what we do is, I think he says, I'm staying. Clear. He doesn't say this, but I'm saying the Duel of Wits told us that he's staying, but you've won a major compromise. And I think the major compromise is that maybe, tell me what you feel about this, if you return with that stone that you gave Boj, that is like, ownership of, it's like the ownership stone of the vault.
It's like the deed to the vault, yeah.
Yeah. If you return with that, he'll talk to the handmaidens and get them to leave.
Because it has some weight to it.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of that? And you can say like, Judd, I don't like it. Like, this is a conversation. This is part of the deal.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking, which, again, fantastic radio. I'm thinking about what I envision doing with Polara, and what that means to me is, it's grab my things and go and come to go to Wheelholt and try and take that deed stone, recover that deed stone.
Yeah.
Which I don't hate. The thing I was thinking was something along the lines of we're both here, but I don't feel like that's something either of us would really make sense. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's solid. Um, yeah. Um, I think if it's okay, within the fiction, within the story,
Yeah.
if it's, I don't want to steal his thunder. He won this contest, but if it's
Yeah.
okay for Pilar to say neither of us holds the deed, he holds the deed stone um, to. I think she will offer this if that's okay. Neither of us holds the deed stone to the vault. When I return with it, I expect you to honor it.
That stone in your hands is the last law in this world that I will respect. And I think he cuts his hand, and uh, kind of a blackish blue blood comes out, and uh, I don't know what he does with it. He smears it on his armor, maybe, um, and like leaves this like blue streak.
Mm.
It says, "I swear it."
And I think I think Polaris sort of think over this time that they've spent together, there has been some. I want to say that she has some sort of artifact from Fiona in this time they spent together. Some fine piece of jewelry he may have sung into existence. Some.
Cool.
Is that okay? Is that
Yeah,
reasonable?
yeah, yeah. I'm down with that.
Yeah. So
Maybe
I think.
like one of those little leaf badges that was in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I like that. And Polara pulls it from her cloak, right? From her jerkin, and she pulls like a strand of hair from her beard that isn't like already, she pulls like a loose strand of hair from her beard and like
Yeah.
begins to braid it in um to uh to pledge that she will return with it. And
Yep.
and more, further, she won't return if she can't. I will only return with that if I have the stone in my hand.
Right.
Um,
He says you'd best not. It would be unwise to do so.
don't get too comfortable.
My name is Exo Orko. It means the bone orc. If you talk to my sister, tell her Fiona Cecile died here.
EXOORCO.
AXOORCO. I just put it in, and yeah, yeah. Yeah, and in the Kenya language, that means bone orc.
Cool. Cool. Says Sean. No, it
Yeah,
to the language to the name. Um, yeah, I think that there's like this just very awkward, silence, and you know, this was like the middle of the night, right? Polara wasn't
yeah,
like packed and ready to go,
yeah.
right? She has to get her stuff, and it's, you know, and I think she packs things, and Gaffy is staying here with us too,
Right.
and so she like wakes him up because I think it was like she woke up,
Yeah,
and I think she wakes him up.
because of her sixth sense, right?
Yeah, exactly. She knew something bad was about to happen. It stirred her from her rest. She shakes him awake and she says, Gaffy, go get the brood mother.
Um,
And
and I think when he sees the elf formerly known as Fiona Cecile, the orc formerly known as Fiona Cecile, uh, he like starts and I think Fiona says, in Elvish, because I think he's been like teaching Gaff some Elvish, uh, you should go quietly. And Gaff nods and like stealths out of there.
yeah. And so Polaro will pack up her things and she'll get things ready, um, and she'll pack up Gaffy's things too. He doesn't probably have nearly as much. He hasn't been here that long,
Yeah.
And so she kind of gets rucksacks ready and packs some food for the trek and all the very practical dwarven things, and then yeah, and then waits till the till he returns with the brood mother.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Gaff returns a few minutes later with the brood mother, who looks like, I think you've never seen her look terrified before, but she looks terrified.
Yeah.
He said,
And
yeah.
yeah, I think Polaro just kind of takes her hand, which is funny because like she's like twice Polaro's height, but her stature is that she like stoop. She has like a stoop stature by nature. So I think she sort of picks up her hand and holds onto it, like clasps it with both of her hands, and I mean, I think they probably know what's happened.
Yeah.
Hold on. I need to remember the name if I can. What is the name for dragon that we kind of bonded over?
Oh, I can get it. I've got the thing up. Hold on. Urok, Anguloke.
Anguloke. Yeah, and she says, Anguloke is, not. I don't think it's to inform her. It's just to like remember her. I don't think it's to inform the root mother. I think it's to remember Venera. She says Anguloke is gone. This is your home now, but it will not be safe until. And she sort of looks over her shoulder at like where Axo is or where Axo was.
Yeah.
It will not be safe until he and the spiders have left. Please stick with Limper and Silence and the others and wait for me. I will return with the deed stone and claim the vault. And when I do, it will be your home. As well as mine.
We should go into the deep tunnels and hide.
Yes. Wherever. My understanding is that the handmaidens want to slake their thirst on the humans. They will go to the surface now and cause untold carnage. But they will return when their bellies are full, and you should not be present.
Yes. I will not. And I think she, all 9 foot, 700 pounds of her, stealths out of there.
Yeah.
And I think it's, you're like, oh my God, they're so quiet when they need to be. Like, it's just really terrifying. There's a bridge off of the grove, and you see like a pale, unhealthy looking humanoid waiting on the other side.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We head out.
Yeah.
This is the exit to the. This is at the outside of the bridge. Is towards the exit to the vaults, or is this?
Yeah. I mean, well, this is a this is like it was set up to be a prison, right? So there's like one bridge off, right? Like
Right.
and I think the dragon kept it up, but
Oh, I
it,
see. I
it
see. Okay. So
like
this
the
is
drag,
this.
yeah, yeah. I think like the dragon could have like knocked the bridge off, and then like you'd be, stuck there, because that's what it was designed to be as a prison.
Mm.
Uh, but yeah, there's some, you know, uh, I don't know what to call it other than like a golem like creature there. Uh, Probably like uh, the golem equivalent of a dwarf, you know?
Yeah. Who are you, and how have I not seen you before in this past year?
I have not been here. I have been in the Great Web. I arrived with the handmaiden, she who eats the dragon.
Um, and I
She,
think Pilar was all like ready to be like, "Who are you, and what do you need?" And as soon as she hears that, like, I arrived with a handmaid, she sort of stiffens.
I am her thrall. She would like to speak to you before you go.
And Pilara, like, just kind of sick of this shit.
Yeah,
She sort of looks around and she picks up a couple good stones and kind of clacks them together. She like had her cloak like tucked in so it wouldn't. She had her cloak like tucked into her backpack so it wouldn't like get caught in things, and she like unfurls it so it like it's like can so it can like sway around.
yeah.
Is Axis still around?
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
Um, yeah, she says, "Well, do you want to join me for one last trek into the depths?"
I think yeah, the thrall says she is not, uh, she is not far. She is outside. She has just supped on the dragon. Like I think like she's like in the library, right? She's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in
nice,
this like
nice.
vaulted cathedral of a library.
I think the intimation here, and I don't know exactly know how Polaris should say this, but the intimation here is like my blood's on your hands
Yeah,
if she kills me. Like if
yeah,
she wants to eat my face, I'm done. But I
yeah,
want
yeah,
you to know it. I want you to see how what your friends are like.
yeah,
So I think she's gonna try and convince Axo to come with her just so that he
yeah,
can witness whatever
yeah, yeah.
happens.
He comes,
Yeah.
and the she who eats the dragon is, you know, and I think there are spiders um all over the vault, right? These giant spiders,
Mm-hmm.
probably as big as like ponies. Some are a little smaller. They're only as big as like large dogs, like hunting
Mm-hmm.
dogs. And then there's she who eats the dragon, and she is, a carriage, like, one of those big 8-horse carriages.
Right.
She's just fucking huge, and she just ate a dragon, and the dragon's blood has given her carapace like a red dragon scale sheen. And she chitters at she makes the clicking noises of the great spider languages. Oh shit, great, did you speak great spider?
Well, let's see. Hold on. I think I tried. I think I beginner's lucked it. Let's see how close I got.
Wait,
Because
but didn't you learn foreign languages?
I did learn foreign languages. I didn't
Is it
learn ancient languages though. I'm working on it. I'm one test away from learning ancient languages.
Do you want to try to make that test?
Yeah, I sure do. I sure do.
uh
Yeah.
op op 2, baby, do this
Up
shit.
two. All right. That's doubled to up four. I've got I got 6 dice on this. I can't fork, but I will look to the thrall. and I will be like, to serve her, help me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
basically going to demand he give me a helping die. Be like,
Yeah.
you better know his language, so you're going to help me.
He says he like tells you that most people get the clicking wrong, right? And he like
Yeah,
gives you some like he's like you want to click on the right side of your like really get in there, and when you make the click, like he tells you how to make the great spider clicking noise
nice.
that like separates words
Yeah,
and ends thoughts.
awesome. Okay, so I'm rolling 7 dice versus ob 4. Is what I'd be doing. Um,
Love it.
I think this actually makes perfect sense. Is that like I'm actually this is almost a little bit to antagonize her, but like I'm gonna take my time where I'm like I pick up like a stone and I click it and I'm like, is that it? And I kind of look at him and I look at her and he's like, nope, that's not it. And I grab another one and I'm gonna take my time to try and like make sure we're very clear. And it's part of this is like I want to get it right. But part of also this is just like it's like I'm trying to just drill it in more and more to Fiona that like this is your fault.
Yeah.
This is what you did. And
Yeah.
so I want to do this carefully. Um,
Cool. Love it.
and really just all right. So let's uh, 2 dice north up to which will double.
And I think you got it.
I got it.
Love it.
I got it, which means I have unlocked ancient languages, and it means I am understanding her right now.
And I think if you had failed, then it would mean that in the future she might not respect you. But now she does.
Yeah.
And the handmaiden says, I love that you get to actually talk to her.
Yes.
She says, you speak our tongue.
I click back to her because I know, let's see, I know the name of the name let's see, what was the name of the spider that I talked to that gave me the little web?
Oh man.
God, I thought I put it in the thing, but I don't see it. I have the orc name.
Oh no. I don't know if I
I love our name. I love the names in this game, and that's why it's like so important to me whenever we can to like
yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up.
Because it was something along the lines of like who talks surface talker, maybe even
Surface talker. Yeah, I think it was surface talker.
Yeah. I say surface talker aided me. Surface talker introduced, your and obviously the word is not tongue because I don't have tongues.
It would be click. It would be click.
Yeah, service talker introduced your clicks to me, and I learned what I could from we're in the vault, we're in the library, and I said I learned what I could from the dragon Venera, who I'm sworn to. I learned from her library, and I mean like saying it's right over her dead body, but like.
Yeah. She says, surface talker is a useful male. I'm glad you found use for him too. It is extraordinary that you can do this. I am impressed. I wanted to send a message to your princes, and I'm glad that such an amazing diplomat such as yourself is able to do so. I want them to know that I have no plans on eating the dwarves. Our hunting will be in the south, among the soft humans and their ridiculous walls. So if you all stay away from us, we will stay away from you. We wish you no ill will. We want softer game than you. Will you do this for me? Let your people know that they can have peace and prosperity.
This vault has always been held by dwarves. Right? From what I just learned, that is
Yeah, no, no,
a
no.
true
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think she doesn't know that, right? I think
Yeah.
you just learned that she doesn't know that.
Yeah.
And she says, there was a dragon here. Now there is a spider here. That is the reality of it. I'm not here to argue with you about this ridiculous place. I am. This will be my nest for a while until I find one in the south that I like better.
I kind of look at Fiona. Is he understanding this?
He is, yeah.
Okay. I look at him like, how's that? How's that? Like, are you gonna, because we just made this we just made this deal,
He says,
and
he
I'm trying
says,
to get his read on like if he's gonna intervene or say anything.
he said, I think he says, like, we'll deal with that when we need to. I will convince her. Don't worry.
I will carry your word to the princes that you seek the blood of humans rather than the tough stone skin of dwarves.
Good.
And
what is your name? I told you my name. What is yours?
Palara, Prince of the Vault.
Oh shit!
It's my I gotta do it.
Oh no, you didn't.
You just, I mean, he's a stranger.
Oh my god, I love it. I love this game. I think she like her web shakes, and she says, "Prince of the Vault. I was told you were nothing but a digger."
I hold the oath stone. I hold the deed stone to this vault, and I will return with it soon.
And I think like she turns to she says, "Orc, yes, handmaiden. You told me she was nothing but a digger. I underestimated her. I do not want to fight. I do not want to fight dwarves. I understand that. I am sending the prince out of her own nest. It appears that that is what you are doing. And if the player of Axo Leonte Orco doesn't mind, I'm going to overturn the Duel of Wits.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think the handmaiden is really savvy. She really doesn't want a dwarven dispute.
Yeah.
And she says, we will. I do not like this anyway. I feel it is dangerous.
Yeah, my understanding, I mean, this was from Surface Talker, so he might have had a different understanding of it. My understanding was like they were hemmed in by the dragon. Like they couldn't get out because they were afraid of her.
Yeah.
And now they can burst out to the surface, and that's what they want is to go nummy on humans.
She says, Axo Leonte Orco, there is a bone. She says orc. She says orc, there is a human castle a week south from here. And he says, yes, a week for those with 2 legs. I think your nest will be able to reach it much faster. And she says, good, we will take that. That will be a better home than this place. What significance does this place have, Orc? And he says, they have books here. Oh, the writing. He says, yes. She says, yeah, I have no time for that. And she turns to you and she says, Prince. She says, great Prince. I did not think that an amazing woman would be here when I got here. I thought it would just be a dragon and the dragon's diggers. Accept my apology. I will be leaving to the south, and those will be my lands. Please tell your brother and sister princes that the handmaidens mean them no ill will, and we will not fight them unless they fight us. Do you understand, Prince Pilara, the pillar?
I understand, she who eats the dragon. I will
Good.
send word to the other princes.
Good.
And
Very
there's
good.
definitely been a point of like, she said, please accept my apology. I did not accept her apology, right? Like,
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
let her
yeah.
just carry on. I was like, she thought it was just a dragon. It wasn't just a dragon. Like,
Yeah.
all those things have a lot more meaning to me, but I'm not right now in this moment a very fragile, she could just eat me in a second. And in this very fragile moment of diplomacy, I'm not going to like spit in her face. So,
Yeah.
plus I kind of did my spitting in the face, right? Like, Fiona knows where I'm at. He knows
Yeah.
how I feel, or Axo knows how I feel. So, so all that to say, there's emotionally, there's a lot going on for Pilara. There's a part of her like there's the slightest like shaking of my head when she says accept my apology, but I don't think that I think Axo picks up on that, and Gaffy might pick up on that, but my kind of hope is that in Spider that doesn't necessarily translate to anything,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so what there's some communication, just like she could chitter to her people, and I wouldn't necessarily pick up on all the details of that.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of me basically saying, no, I don't accept any of that, but I will, tell the others, and I will. I'm not lying. I definitely.
Yeah. And I think she like reaches up one of her great legs and um and taps the ceiling, and all of the spiders stop. And then she like gives like a complicated click that you can tell is like we're leaving. And like in a moment they go from like putting up their own webs and figuring out how they're going to hunt and where they're going to eat, and like they just file the fuck out. Like,
wow.
There's no discussion. They just get out, and she like cuts away her webs off of the, because she was like perched up above you.
Sure. Yeah.
And she cuts them off and leaves them on the ground. And then I think the scary thing is as big as she is, she's big as a semi truck. When she walks, it's totally silent. And they leave up the tunnels going up, and they're going to the surface.
Yeah.
And the last among like there's one among them who is like the handmaiden and her retinue are mostly like orb weaver looking spiders, but there are a couple that look like scrappy, bristly desert spiders. And they stay to like bring up the rear, and they like click at they say let's go, Orc. And he turns to you and says, you were Fiona Cecile's last friend, and he would be very sad that friendship is over. Goodbye, Prince Pilara. The next time I see you, I believe it will be a battlefield, and it will be a terrible thing.
I think you're right, Axo. Leonte Orco. And I am sad as well.
And he turns and I think he gets on like not a saddle, like he doesn't ride it, but like it's like a place to hold on the side.
Right.
And,
it's like holding onto the side of a dump truck, right? Like
totally, like a garbage truck. It's totally yeah. It's totally that. And like he like gets on and like has a javelin in one hand and that in the other, and looking kind of badass. he zips out on this big, pony-sized tarantula.
Yeah.
And I think there's a moment where it's just, uh, it's quiet and it's you and Gaff, right?
Yeah.
And I think Gaff didn't understand what happened because he can't understand click, right?
Right. It was all in clicks and swishes and yeah.
And so he just looks at you and says, "What the fuck just happened?"
And we're in the vault, right? It's got all
Yeah.
these books, but it also like the Venera just like lived on top of all these riches, right? Like she just
Yeah.
like lived with all this stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go like find a crown that's just like sitting around, like
Yeah.
not like anything special, right? Or maybe it is special, but like I'm just gonna like wade through all these riches and grab a crown and stick it on my head, and I say, Prince Polara, Dragon Swarm, just claimed the vault for her own, and for the refuges that we are gonna house.
And I think like you see him uh take take a couple of deep breaths, and he falls to one knee and says, as your first servant, may I take a treasure?"
He asks if he can take a treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Already, already power corrupts, right? I mean, from the first moment. Yeah, I think I want to find something suitable for him. Yeah, is there like I'm kind of blanking, but is there something that he sort of is like eyeing or that looks cool amongst this horde? Because absolutely, Polara wants to honor him in that sense. She literally has more money than she knows that she ever would know what to do with.
Right. I mean, do you want to give him a tool? Do you want to give him a jewel? Do you want to give him a weapon?
Yeah, I think he's a digger, right? He's a clan's digger, right?
Yeah.
And so I think I want to give him something that, is like it doesn't richly pledge loyalty, just ask for a shiny. Yeah, well, he's a dwarf. I'm down with it, Andy. I like it.
That said, you are a Greybeard. You can ask him. You can demand that he makes an oath, and you make an oath to him. Like, you've got that ability, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I do have that ability. Is an important ability right at this moment to be able to get dwarves to swear oaths. So yeah, I think I want to get two things. I want to get something big and stupid ostentatious as a gift, not for him, but as like a gift. So I think that there is a big shimmering bejeweled sword, right? It's dumb, stupid, encrusted with gems. And I think I also want to give him just this dwarven made tough as hell helm that like literally an avalanche could fall on his head and he'll survive it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take both of those. Like it's a helm. It would help him in combat, but in my mind, it's like, it's the kind of thing that's going to keep him alive in a collapse, right? It's not, his brain is going to get turned into a pulp.
Right.
And it's not quite as ostentatious, right? It's something he can travel with without every bandit trying to do it, but it's black steel, right? Or it's white. I can't remember. Hold on, I have this book. The stuff is all dwarven made, so I think
should be under. I'm looking up resources too, and I'm having a heck of a time. Here it is, resources.
It's dwarven arms, right? So this is not forged mask level, which is great, but it's all superior, right? And so yeah, so I give him the helm, and I
Do
say,
you want to make a
or
resources roll, and we'll start like keeping track of this shit because this is going to become a part of the campaign now. Like you're rich,
it
you're rich,
is.
biatch.
It is, right. Okay, so what's the resources roll to give a not, again, not like uh stupid out of the realm level gift. Um
Right.
it's it's something it's something it's a gift I want to give. Yeah. So it's I guess there's two. I guess there's two resource stats here because one of them is a stupid, dumb, big gift, and that's for
Right.
Prince Bulat, and the other one is a like reasonable gift that he should feel really honored about, but is like practical and it's quality stuff. So
Yeah.
we should check out the resources.
So a great helm is listed as OB5.
Cool.
But here's the thing that I can say to you now. Um, you now have, I'm going to say that the riches you have here is 15 gray cash dice
Sounds good.
that you can use however you want.
Yeah, I am.
So that's a thing.
Yep.
And I haven't even looked at her resources. Like I just never even thought to look at
It's
it.
B3. Like it's
It's
okay.
not
It's
bad. Yeah. It's
her
not bad. It's a
resources
good.
aren't terrible. But yeah, it's right. Okay. So I want to do, and I want to make an op5 resources roll. I've got B3. Um, I
Yeah.
let's see. So help me if you would think about
Yeah.
this, because
What do you
like
look at? So
obviously
let's
I've
do
got to
the
plan this a little bit. Like I can't throw all my money into these two gifts, but on the other hand, like I need,
so
I need,
let's do three things here. Let's do the oath between
yes,
Gaff and you and his new prince. Let's do the gift for Gaff, and then the gift of Gaff, and then let's do the gift that you want to give Bulat when you see him.
yeah, that sounds good. All right. I mean, I think the gift and the oath are a little bit going hand in hand, but I think we should do. I like that order of operations.
Cool.
And
So what do you need from me? Do you need obs? Do you need like?
let's figure out what that oath is going to be.
Yeah.
I say as my first. I'm gonna just name him because I can. As my first attendant. That's what he is now.
Yeah.
Is Abidart?
Yeah.
Abidart.
Yeah. Abadar. Yep.
As my first Abidart.
Which is cool because in our first game, Bina Janos had an Abadart who like tended to her while she was a guest.
Yeah, I loved it.
It's a nice callback.
Yeah, as my first Abidart, I send you to return to Wheelholt and bring and give word that the dragon is gone. Prince Pilara holds the vault, and that my and that and bid my family to come to their new home. I think that's right.
Yeah.
In terms of oaths, I mean, this is like an order, right? But in terms of oaths, I think my oath to him is, I mean, I think the oath I want from him is service, right? And
yeah, he swears it. Yep.
Right.
I think he's crying. Right. I think this is like a powerful thing. I think he swears to serve you and to be your loyal subject. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like what I say to him is like that he'll have a place in the vault and in my family.
Nice. Love it.
because I know he wants to marry Bella, and he's like proven himself to be a real good guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
like that could be in my family. That's like just means you're adopted, because I mean it's up to Bella. This is not an
Yeah.
arranged situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that could be you're adopted, or that could be, you know, if you want to marry Bella, I'm for it, right? Like whatever.
That's fantastic.
That's up to her. But yeah. And you know, we have like oath stones, right, that are here. We've done this before when I swore to the dragon, and I think like the oath that I swore to the dragon, which is like been carved in a rune that's in the vault, right? Like that stays, and like we place another like stone, and it's got like his rune and mine in it to show that we've sworn oaths to each other, you know.
Awesome.
And I say the only shame here is that there isn't anyone to witness this, but there will be soon enough.
Cool. Love it.
Dig it. Should we take a break before we do a bunch of resource rolls and things like that?
Yeah.
Give us a minute to look them up.
Let's take a break. I was getting excited. I was like, oh, let's do some shit.
I mean, me too. But
the game just got crazy again. I'm like, the next scene's gonna be awesome. But yeah, I'm excited. Okay. Yeah, I think when we come back, we will do the arrival of your family and Prince Bula. And
oh wow.
And like good. And like the Wheelholt dwarves.
Should we do the resources test now then, so you can sort of see how those go? Should we do them before?
Nope. We'll do them as we do them. We could even do them like as you hand him the gift, right? Because it's just a matter of like how much does it cost you, right?
That's true, because when you fail a resources roll, you can just like tax your resources to hit it, right?
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
So we can like just find out like how you start your reign. Like it could be kind of interesting. So cool. Let's smooth out the intro, and like we'll come back in a couple minutes.
Yeah, sounds good. See you, friends.